Hello and welcome to episode 113 of Jobless Weebs. My name is Marco, the Big Mexican, and with me today,
I'm Brian. Hello.
hey Brian, so good to see you again.
Yeah, it's good to be here. Oh yeah,
How was your week?
it's really good. So I use an app to listen to library books, and I listened to a pretty funny book. It was called Assistant to the Villain, and it just released a little bit earlier this year. And it's so hilarious because it's basically in the vein of rom-coms, but to the extent of the K-drama tropes. So there's the villain. He's like the really dark, brooding bad guy and boss of the company. And then there's the girl who's the assistant. She's super like bubbly and bright.
Cool.
And man, it's so great. I like a light novel, or oh no, it was a book. I think I'm not sure like where the person is who wrote it, but I'm guessing it's an American book. And I'm thinking it was. But yeah, no, not a light novel. It was so funny though. It was so cringy. Yeah, but yeah, it was a pretty good week listening to that. Let's see, what else did I do? Oh yes, I also played a little bit more Baldur's Gate, and I was getting Lazel to talk with me a little bit more, but then I was on the romance path with her, and I was like, do I really want this? So after fighting her, because for some reason she wants to fight you when she's getting closer to you, it's like, okay, calm down. After that, she's like, like saying, hey, let's do stuff. And I was like, okay, yeah, here's my chance. Then I walked away. Yeah. It was fantastic. It was great. She hasn't said a word to me since. And when Shadowheart talked with my character, she was a little butthurt. But I was like, no, you're my number one girl.
Yeah, my heart belongs to Shadowheart.
Yeah. So Shadowheart, I had to appease her and like calm her down. But
I can probably romance her. I can probably start romancing her.
Oh, you can? Oh, nice.
We cannot start romancing her like well until Act 2.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. But then also, I still am planning on going on a hot date with Karlak. So I'm also looking forward to the future to that. But yeah, so yeah, it was a pretty good week. Life is like really crazy, but focusing on some of the good stuff, like romancing characters in video games, it's fantastic. But,
Oh,
yeah, it's great. How was your week?
my week was good.
That's good.
It was. I would say it was normal.
Oh yeah.
But today though, like one of my favorite bands from way back before I was a weeb, Blink-182, like they released a new CD, and man, I was just so hyped because it's kind of like remembering kind of like my youth. I mean, I'm still young, but
Oh yes.
my
Brazilian.
my younger teenage stupid days, which right now is just my young stupid days.
Oh right. Maybe young adult stupid days, but yeah. Like
But yeah,
Blink-182. It's amazing.
yeah, they're my favorite band. I met them when I was like on 6th grade.
Oh, that's awesome.
I think they had already like broken up the first time.
Oh,
And then when I was in college, they were like, oh, we're gonna be back, and then they're like, oh, no,
I really
regular again.
Yeah,
And then when I was, did I say college?
You did say college, yeah.
Sorry, it's high school.
Okay.
It's high school that back, and then
yes, that
again in college they released another CD, and I was like, oh yeah, this is so good. Now that I'm on the workforce, they're like releasing the news, like, oh boy,
right.
they're just there in every like huge church in my life.
Nice. Oh, that's great.
But
Wow.
yeah, it is good. I love their songs.
Ooh, yeah.
So yeah, I did pause Love Live songs and anime songs for quite some time, just so that I
yeah.
listen to their music again.
Yeah.
Oh man, good times. So I mean, yeah, right now I'm into a lot of Love Live and J-pop songs.
Yeah. And there's like Love Live especially, they just keep releasing songs.
Yes,
it's amazing.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
They also have been releasing songs regularly, so it's like, okay, yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Word is true.
Yeah, oh, true. Yeah.
Like, do I embrace the weakness? Or do I remember my youthful days when I tried to be an emo, but I failed to because I was fat and had curly hair?
Oh, yeah. No, yeah.
So I was never really an emo, right? Because like, yeah, it's like, yeah, I don't have straight hair and I'm clearly not thin enough to be an emo.
Right.
And I'm also, I'm not into cutting myself. It's like, no, I don't like pain. So,
yeah.
Probably my equivalent was like eating more Twinkies or something.
Oh, yeah.
Like, how do you inflict pain to yourself? I just keep eating.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, emo. Yeah, I don't think I've ever had an emo stage for myself.
Oh, yeah, I wasn't close to emo because I was like, yeah, I love it, but
there you go.
It's, I don't look like I'm depressed. I just look like I'm like a really dark clown.
Oh, wow.
Oh, boy. Speaking of youth, though.
Oh, yeah.
Youth. Like the anime that we have for today, it's one from 2018 from Studio Cloverworks.
Yeah. Cloverworks. Awesome.
Yeah. It's originally a light novel. I don't know if it's still running, but it has a really huge set of stories.
I should have checked that. It does, yeah. It has quite a few volumes. Yep.
And so, yeah, we even have the appropriate for your reading.
Yep. Dominating the desk and everything.
Yeah,
watch out. Yeah. You put those on.
But, yeah, that was my first reading from Mai Sakurajima. So yeah, the anime that we're going to talk about today, it's Seishin Butayaro wa Bunny Girl Senpai no Yume wo Minai. Which translated in English, Rascal does not dream about Bunny Girl Senpai, but we were talking about like Seishin Butayaro, not Rascal. Butayaro,
that's pig.
A really offensive way of calling someone a pervert, a pig.
Yeah. So yeah, Rascal, it doesn't quite hold that type of like degrading language.
Yeah,
sure, it's still like
it's like you're really softcore way of telling someone that
like you're a rascal. The Little Rascals, like a long time ago. It's just like a very it's kind of different to pig or buta in this case. Yeah,
this is actually one of my favorite animes. The first time that I went in, because Rascal doesn't mean a girl going to go Senpai, and the very first picture.
Oh yes,
it's just Mai Sakurajima on her bunny girl outfit.
Yeah, and that's it. It's like a nighttime scene. But yeah, there's like no real clue to the story in the title or like right from the get-go. So you went in blind.
I went in blind
watching this show.
Yeah.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah. So in 2018, it was when I was beginning to become a weeb.
Oh yes. Yeah.
So I didn't know that My Animalist existed. I just thought like, oh, this is a new one. Like Rascal does not dream about a gunny girl senpai.
Yeah.
And also, to be fair, I was coming fresh off from one that we're not gonna mention.
Oh, okay.
But it was one of those.
Okay. So Bunny Girl, it's like, yeah, I'm drawn to that.
Yeah. I was like,
play. Wait,
like
you feel like, okay. Yeah, for me, I started it not when it was releasing. It was much farther in. Much later, but I didn't go too far into the anime. But watching it, I was really surprised because it was mentioning some like scientific, like this is kind of like first impression for me. Watching the anime with like no prior knowledge, having no knowledge like of the light novel myself. I was like, whoa, this is pretty scientific, talking about like quantum mechanic type stuff. And we'll definitely get to everything. But and then Lapless Demon, it was like, whoa, like I haven't even heard of that particular idea. I got to look into this. And I did. And then I guess I got sidetracked by, I don't even know, whatever else came out recent, like during that recent of that time. So yeah, and then coming back to it, I think it's pretty interesting, kind of revisiting these ideas that are like pretty unique in stories you don't really see ever.
Yeah,
except for of course some of the overarching ones that are very important. But yeah, the Lapless Steamer. Whoa, that was just like mind-boggling to me.
Yeah, I mean, especially because of that. Because at the beginning I thought that it was like kind of like kind of like a Harem type.
Oh,
also,
right.
it kind of like reminded me of one that I had seen just a little before that as well. Was Amagi SS.
Oh, okay.
That's one that does like a dating scene. Yeah. All the, I don't remember if it's like 12 or 13 episodes, but all the episodes is kind of like divided in arcs of the guy romancing different girls.
One of the girls, yeah.
Kind of like different timelines and so. Mm-hmm. So I thought this was going to be like this. I thought
okay,
it's like a romantic comedy, sub-serious stuff, kind of like, but
yeah.
But overall, yeah, it was.
But yeah,
it was completely different because it hits you on the feels, and it's like they just grab these really complicated concepts of quantum mechanics,
and quantum entanglement, and it just throws it in your face.
And it's like, okay, just imagine it this way.
Yeah,
like what would happen if because they just like related to a disease.
Yes.
It's a syndrome on disease?
I think it's a little different. I hardly even search English words anymore.
Let me see if it's a disease.
As
far as I understand.
Syndrome is something very, very specific. We'll go to the dictionary. Syndrome is like a group of symptoms which consistently occur together, or a condition characterized by a set of associated symptoms. So yeah, not necessarily a disease, but some sort of phenomenon, I guess you could say, that manifests in symptoms. And you see the symptoms. Is the effect, basically.
Yeah, I guess like a series of, I would call like series of malfunctions that are not exactly like causing the host to get sick or to, stop working. Because the way I would think it is like, kind of like Down syndrome. It's Down syndrome.
That's right.
Not a disease. It's a series of malfunctions that happen when the baby was being formed. And it's not like it can be cured because there's nothing really to cure unless you would go to a really like molecular level.
Yes.
But we don't have that. But
Right. Yeah, that makes sense though, because for this particular anime, that's exactly right. There's something that happens, and then because of that, there's a bunch of symptoms and things that we can see because of this particular syndrome. And in this case, for anime, we probably know a couple already, but overarching, they're called adolescence syndrome.
Yeah, not to be confused with the 8th grade syndrome,
right?
Because the Chinibyo syndrome, it's where they would go like what,
yeah,
let go me,
sure,
where they think that they have like my
powers
throbbing.
I call it to the darkness, the dark of the dark night of darkness, dark something. So yeah, exactly.
So and also that's a different anime.
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah. So 8th grade syndrome. I would say people know of that one. Like it's pretty common, but adolescence syndrome.
And also I think that this syndrome is kind of pretty unique to this world.
Could say that
to this story. It's unique. Kind of like probably I think that they maybe grab inspiration from the 8th grade syndrome.
In a way,
same kind of like the adolescent syndrome. It's something different that it's the driving factor of the story.
Yes, absolutely, yeah. Where it's just that, it's like the whole point of the story, basically. I'm thinking though that there is some sort of idea, at least in how people look at high school, maybe over in Japan, but I'm thinking that there is something like this in a social consciousness, because this anime, some parts reminded me of the anime Another, where the main girl is ignored by everyone.
Oh.
And there were some similarities that I saw from May in that particular instance, but I think there's something to do with,
right?
Yeah, because in that one it's well. Anyway, we digress, but
we can start from
we'll start from there. Yeah,
as we normally do.
That's right.
So our main character, he's a boy. His name is Asusagawa Sakuta.
Yep.
He is around his 2nd year of high school.
He's very muted. He kind of lives which really like not really downtrodden, but he has that demeanor of not only not caring, but that overall
and also
life.
One of the things that I noticed the second time that I watched it, the anime actually starts with the same scene as episode 3 or 4.
Oh yes,
he just wakes up. He just wakes up.
Yeah, with the diary.
And he's like, hey, I need you to read this.
Yes.
To believe it, because this happened. There was a girl on May 29th. And she was
a bunny girl.
Yeah. Girl, she was really sexy. So it's like,
and it's like, and it's like, it's unbelievable, but you've got to read to the end. And that was it. And it's the beginning. It was the beginning scene.
And so he was doing it. It was like, so he read, and then, it goes back to May 29th.
Yep. Right away.
And so in this May 29th, he's just, kind of like chilling on the library. Is that right?
Yep. He's at the library. And then I think he like notices something.
Yeah.
And then he looks.
Yeah. He sees a girl in a bunny girl outfit.
Yep.
She's like walking nonchalantly, just like there, like waving at people. And then she just like pretty much stands up next to him.
Yeah.
She's like,
and she just like didn't even really like acknowledge him, but he pretty much looks at her.
Yeah.
He's like, from what I remember. No, I don't remember. Yeah. And they start talking. I think she talks first, which is interesting with what's going on with her.
And he does recognize her.
Yes.
Because she is a senpai from his school, and also she's an actress.
Yeah.
So he's like, today must be my lucky day.
Basically. Yep. Yeah.
So speeding up things a little bit.
Yeah.
This senpai, her name is Mai Sakurajima.
Yep.
And she doesn't want to act anymore, or at least that's what she said.
Yeah, she's on hiatus, actually.
And from the moment that she decided that she kind of think that she wanted to be ignored, she didn't want the attention from media, and which, so to be fair, thanks to anime, we've seen sometimes how nasty Japanese media is with
yes,
with idols or actors and actresses.
Yep.
But from that moment, there were some parts on the city where she was not acknowledged.
Yeah, and it's out of the ordinary, because as a child actress, she would normally be recognized like a lot, but she's like having no reaction whatsoever. That's right.
And as they go forward, she just starts interacting with Sakuta a little more. Sakuta is, he has his eyes on her, because unlikes her. Then they discover that, or they made the hypothesis that she might be, well, not even ignored, but she's not being acknowledged, that she exists in some parts, because she is not even remembered.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, do you know this actress? And I was like, was there an actress like that?
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, okay. And, they make this connection of like, oh, maybe, it's the adolescent syndrome, which is, it's more like a rumor going around the city more than, kind of like an actual syndrome or something kind of like to be medically observed.
Right.
But then it kind of gets worse for her.
Yeah.
Okay, so before it was just like a part, but then at school, she would still, visit.
Yeah.
She would still exist.
People would interact with her normally. It's cool. And it's fascinating that, as you said, there's that distinction that she's not invisible per se, but it's just that she is kind of like perceived as not even there, because she doesn't even exist in the people's minds. But in that way, it's like she actually does not exist. And let's see. He talks with. There's a girl at his school that he talks with.
Yeah,
Futaba Rio, and she's the only one in the science club. But apparently, like, he goes to her, or at least like they're acquainted, maybe even friends. But he goes to her about these ideas that's going on, and she like tells him about these hypotheses.
Yeah,
it's so
all these quantum mechanical stuff.
This
like
stuff.
Schrödinger cat and
the
Schrödinger's card was like the first case.
That's right.
Mai Sakurajima case, because you know what, you have a cat, and you put some energy there and you put it in a box. Is the cat alive? Is the cat dead?
Yeah,
like you don't know until you open
it. That's right.
You open the box.
and Futaba, during that particular scene, she put, it was kind of funny. She put like different bottles and a little cat figurine inside the box to like represent the thought experiment. And it was specifically that the radiation will come out once per hour. And so the box is closed. Oh, and then if the radiation, whenever the radiation goes off, it will hit like a bottle filled with poison. Whenever it hits, the poison will come out and kill the cat. So Futaba says after 30 minutes, half of the time of the hour required for the radiation to be at least once, or at least it will be once in that hour. So after 30 minutes is like 50% chance. I thought it was kind of odd though that she said that at that point the cat is half dead and half alive, which is an odd thought. I thought that was an odd explanation, as Schrodinger's cat would be either dead or alive, and you will only know once you open the box.
Yeah. I mean, one of the things that you should learn about quantum mechanics,
oh yes,
in my college class,
yep,
is that the more you learn about quantum mechanics,
oh yeah,
the less you understand about quantum mechanics.
Oh yeah, it's for real.
They're like, okay, I think I got it. Good enough. I don't. Let me read it again.
Yep.
Okay, I'm even more confused now.
Yep. Yeah.
But yeah, that was essentially the idea that in order for her to exist, she needed people to acknowledge her existence.
Yes, exactly. Observation, aka measurement, leads to existence. Otherwise, it's unknowable. It's literally unconfirmed.
Yeah, and so it little by little, like, you know, as episodes goes by, two and three, there's a slow build, but there comes a point where no one, not even in the school, like, knows about her.
That's right. Futaba forgets about her.
Kurumin, or I think it's Kurumin.
Kunimi, she forgets. Basically, the only one that remembers is, of course, Sakura. So, and talking with Futaba, she basically gives him the idea of, you know, like, observation. It only, so like the observation, it's the only way to confirm existence. And for Mai's case, it's literally your existence. Sadly. So he says,
you have to force everyone to acknowledge.
Yes. Yeah, that, and she did tell him that,
because they go on a journey.
Oh, yeah.
They go on a journey really far away. Like, hey, do you know this girl?
Yeah, because in the not in the city, no one recognizes him.
So he starts to notice that, like, you know, as people go to sleep, that means that consciousness is kind of like, you know, kind of like reset it, disconnect it. Kind of like, and on the next day, you know, they start functioning right, but some of the tasks that were closed cannot be open again. So they're like, and do you remember this girl? Like, what are you talking about? No.
Yeah.
And so,
and that's how people forget.
He decides to do one of the more manly things that a guy would do for a girl that he wants to date.
I gotta say, like even from this point and onward, when he basically has a harem, he is totally a Chad. Other than, you know, like being a loner and whatever, he is a Chad. So he forces himself to not go to sleep. And when they did go out to the city far away, they rented a room, and so he didn't go to sleep that night, which is pretty funny. And that one portion where they have some funny banter.
Yeah, my like are you thinking lewd things about me? And he's like, whatever you think that I'm thinking, it's way, way worse.
Yeah. Oh, it's fantastic.
Yeah, you know, kind of like their relationship is like they're just these at each other and throw sass and
and it's rapid fire. And the greatest thing is that with her personality, she just stays straight faced the whole time. She like takes the punches as they come and like dishes out.
And the same with him, because you know he dead eyes and
deadpan. Yep. She gets flustered though when he basically like flips her with her over the top parts, like when she's gonna take a shower. So she gets like flustered, but their relationship is so funny.
Yeah. And then, you know, during this time that he forced himself to be awake, he was also like midterms.
Oh yes,
He was like, oh well, first I might as well study. So he starts studying, and Mai is like, hey, let me help you study.
Yeah, and this is
like his drink.
Yep, with sleeping pills.
And also, I mean, he starts writing the diary, which is the one that he starts reading on the first episode.
Yep.
But the other weird thing is that even though he writes her name, like like after he wakes up from being put to sleep, or the rest of the people.
Anybody else?
Like they want to read the name and it's just blurred.
Yeah, literally the name is blurred. It blows my mind because so after that happened, he wakes up and his sister Kaede, she's awesome. Ohayo, Ori-chan. Asadayo. She's fantastic. She's a really like upbeat little sister. So she comes in, basically wakes him up. Hey, it's like exam day. He sees the diary, and when he reads it, the name is fuzzy. And oh man, as the audience, it's like, no, you gotta be kidding me. It's really heart-wrenching. So the climax of this arc is he goes to school after throwing down the diary, after reading barely a couple pages, and use the audience. You're like, no, why the freak did you do that? The diary even says you gotta read to the end. It's like he didn't read to the end. So already we're like on the edge of our seats. We're like, he forgot. Oh, he promised that he would not forget.
Yeah,
that was one of the things. And he comes to school, and it's a regular day for him.
And kind of like that's it.
Yeah,
you're like, are you serious?
Yeah,
like, give me more, give me something.
Yeah,
and so during his exam, he's kind of like having flashbacks and reminding. They're like, oh, wait, there was someone, there was a girl, there was this girl who was her.
Yeah,
and like
he helped him study, and like that association makes him remember. And then we see all the flashbacks come back to him.
Yeah, and so he just stands up from his chair and just like starts running.
Yeah.
The youth.
Oh, youth.
And goes to look at that.
And he's out
of the school
in the middle of the exam.
And just like yells, on the top of his lungs. He's like, listen, world.
Yep.
I have a girl that I like, and it's from class 3A. It's Mai Sakurajima. Daisuki. Yeah, for some reason in Japanese it sounds more cringy.
Oh yes, it is. Like you're listening. Ski is like, and then Dai Ski is like, I really like you. But yeah, Dai Ski. Oh man. But he's yelling this to the side of the school.
Yeah, and everyone in school is like,
everybody hears it. Yeah. But nobody moves. And he's like, man, this is why I didn't want to go against the atmosphere. And so he just like, I'm just going to go all the way type of thing, he resolves himself and then he yells again, confessing again, basically. And then we hear Mai's voice behind him.
you're like,
So great.
okay.
Yeah. And she's just like, she's like braiding him. Recording a scene. Oh, she's so great. Oh man, it was incredible. It was a really touching reunion, basically, because he forgot, but then
He promised, right?
he promised. He freaking promised. And you know what? One thing that I really wish that they had done, which they did not do, was that if he broke his promise, she would make him eat pocky.
Oh, no.
So I was really bummed out.
Just one, like $1. Man.
Yeah, $1. Yeah.
Yeah. Because like during this time that she got herself cured from the syndrome.
Yeah.
Or well, I mean, we established that.
Oh yeah, you don't really cure. So
She's still
speaking
having,
of that, she kind of like stopped having the syndrome. I kind of saw it as her. They actually did mention this in the anime. They said that the atmosphere of her like being a certain way was so heavy and like things of that nature, she wanted to kind of disappear from that or stop being in the limelight. And so the whole thing with high school is that if you can't take a hint, then you're out of the group. You're kind of like not.
And also, it originated because when she was on, which was like 9th grade or so, so like her 3rd year of middle school, she had a bikini photo shoot.
Oh yes.
She said, I don't want to. And then one was like, I'll sign it. And guess what? You're under contract. So you put it and let yourself be taking pictures in your swimsuit. And so from there, she was like, oh no, I don't want anyone to, see me. I want to be ignored.
Yeah.
And that's something that kind of like she worked with Sakuta, because Sakuta was like, wait, so I mean, you still like to do your job.
Yeah.
That you don't like, which it's reasonable. It's do stuff that you're not willing to do.
Understandable.
Because it's like, oh, fine, like that's pressure, isn't it?
It's mind-blowing. But for her as a high schooler, it's really frustrating, especially since it's her own mom. And that's where it originated from.
But she decides to go back from her hiatus, and because she was like, hey,
that's right. That's right.
Just like make your own terms.
Yeah, and for her, she also decided not to be in the same agency as her mother. So in a way, I guess you can say she changed her life to live her life in a way that doesn't require the syndrome to overtake her. I guess could be one way that it could be.
I believe
described.
that the syndrome was like a, kind of like a defense mechanism for
yes,
kind of like a way to avoid their problems.
Yeah, defense mechanism, maybe even a cry for help. But definitely, putting up that barrier.
It's good that anime tries to to give a statement to, mental health, in all ages, really. But
Oh, really? Yeah.
I can. It's starting to be more evident,
Right.
and also, with a lot of technologies and social media and stuff,
Oh, yeah.
mental health puts a lot of pressure on kids because
Yes.
they're kids,
Yes.
they're idiots.
Yeah.
They cannot think
Right.
like it has that,
Right.
as an adult would.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I mean, as an adult,
Brains.
I mean, you also have depression. I'm not saying that adults don't suffer from that, but I'm just saying
Yeah.
the kind of reasons for the depression in an adult, it's far more serious than that of the teenagers. But the teenagers will not have to worry about those things until they're older.
Yeah.
But it's still serious nonetheless.
Oh, it's definitely different. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. But for all of the girls that we see throughout this anime, the same can be said. Exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah. So for her, Bonsai, hooray! She's back to work. She has her life a little bit more in control of what she wants to do, and people can see her now. And she has her high school life back, basically.
Yeah. The next girl is Koga Tomoe.
Mm-hmm.
She is a first year in the same high school. She met Sakuta when Sakuta was helping a little girl find her mom when he was on his way on a date.
Oh yes,
and she just kicked his butt,
thinking that he was a lolicon. Oh yeah,
and then it was a misunderstanding. He's like,
I said no, kick my butt.
Kick my butt. We'll call it even. And he's like, no, I don't think that's a good idea. I'm telling you to kick my butt, so kick my butt. I'm like,
okay, ready.
So that's where that's where kind of where it starts. Because from there, Sakuta starts having the same day several times on June 27th.
27th. And the day repeats for him.
The day repeats 3 times, and he starts talking again with Futaba.
Yep.
And he tells like, hey, what's going on here?
Yeah.
Would you mind telling me the new quantum mechanics
for this situation?
Yeah, you're like, well, it's Laplace's demon.
Yep.
So you have to find the demon because
the demon is the one responsible. Resetting the day.
Yeah, it's like as far as we know, like this is my first time, and you were saying that this is like your second or third time.
Yeah.
So find whomever is doing something different from those other days. And so he spots her being confessed by a third year.
Yeah.
He spots her
hiding. Yeah. And so he's like, gotcha.
And it was funny because on the lunchtime of that day, he was supposed to start dating.
Oh yes,
Mai Sakurajima because he after he confessed, Mai told her like, hey, make me this question after a month has passed because. But yeah, he was about to start dating. Then he gets entangled with this girl, and the problem with this girl is I would call it a more local problem because he was her relationship or how everybody saw her.
Yes, yeah, she was so concerned about her public image in the classroom.
Yeah, like in the closest friend.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Mai was like.
Yeah, very broad.
Yeah, expand.
Yeah, okay.
And
interesting.
Yeah, and also the thing with her was she was being confessed by this senpai that apparently was, the perfect guy because he was athletic and he was hot and he was super popular.
Yeah.
But she had a friend that had the hots for him, so she was like, "Hey, no, like." Even if I reject him, I'm going to be the girl who rejected him and now I'm going to be ostracized.
Yeah.
Which at the end of the day, like, I mean, I don't know how Japanese high schools, but
Oh yeah, for her, it was life or death.
it was a big deal. Because she starts like, telling him like, oh yeah, I need to be on my phone. I need to be on top of the conversation for the group. Because if I'm not on the top of the conversation, then I'm going to be isolated, I'll be ignored, and it's going to be the end of my social life.
Yep.
Which,
yeah, and
it's a big deal for her.
It's a big deal. That's right. They kind of start getting involved with one another to the point where the guy who was going to confess to her misunderstands that they're an item. And so so things escalate to the point where Sakura and Mai have to kind of put up a front that it's Sakura and Koga who are having a thing with each other. So they
fake dating.
Exactly. Yeah. They like they become like fake boyfriend girlfriend, and yeah, it's a big hullabaloo. Like tons of things happen between Mai and Sakura, but for this particular arc, it gets to the point where they plan on breaking up
after summer break.
It was
after summer. I think before summer break.
It was like the day. It was like the day, first day of summer break. They promised that they would break up, and so. Long story short, and it's so I skip so much because Koga is so cute. She's so funny, like all the butt jokes because because of course Sakura, he's Buta.
She reminded me, her character reminded me of Hana.
Hana, yes. I totally thought the same thing. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I did see that. Similarity. So for her though, it was so important that she be like still part of the group and listen to the atmosphere to stay in the group because that's the only way she knows how to preserve friendship. It's totally different, and she's like a foil to Sakura. He is a loner, but in the sense that he doesn't care what other people think. He just lives his life, not giving in to the atmosphere in a way. Like people will laugh at him, but he lets it slide off.
Yeah, it's not like he didn't care. It's just like he cared just about certain people.
Yes,
Futaba,
Kinumi. Yeah, the Kunumi is his best friend. Yeah,
Kaede.
Yeah, Kaede. Kaede is his sister.
It's not like he cared what they said about him. It's like he cared about them. Therefore, like whatever they had on him, he was like, "Hey, like that's me." And if you like me,
right,
that's great because I also like you.
Right.
That's people like the strangers. Like, I mean, if you think that I'm a clown, that's good. I don't give a.
Yeah. He wouldn't change anything. Yeah, to be perceived as something different.
Yeah, that he was. I like to blend in. He was in this way. He was more.
That's
truth to himself. And a lot of funny things happen in a way that this dude, the third year that confessed to Koga, starts, bringing up this rumor that she was an easy girl and that she was, every night they were sleeping together, and she would sleep with some other people. And this part was super funny because you know that they were on the train.
Yep.
And
the guy is
like, oh yeah, you want fun? And so he hits him.
Yep. And
You're like,
it's perfect.
Yeah. And you're like, and so when he's about to, throw the punch,
Yep.
she just like kicks him in the chin. And,
Yeah. He kicks him. Oh my god.
And then he just kicks him again, or kind of like pushes face with his shoe. And he's like, oh, too bad for you. I have crap on my shoe and I didn't clean it. And, man, that's so pathetic. But he's like,
Everybody starts laughing at him.
yeah, everyone is laughing at the senpai and laughing at him because
Oh, right. Yes, because he also says,
so ridiculous.
yes.
And made it seem something so cool.
It's so cool, yeah, because it basically protected Koga's reputation. And it's funny.
I'm a virgin.
Yeah. Yelling to the school. It's so great. So like everybody else is like flabbergasted, and the thing is, Koga, she kind of she is really appreciated to Sakura for doing that for her. That was definitely a highlight in the anime. It was just a crazy funny part.
This is just a little before the last day of school. Because they were going to go on a kind of like last date, and then they're like, they go their ways.
Yeah.
And so the day comes, they go to school.
Yep.
On his way to school, at the train station, he sees this guy, and this guy just kind of like ignores him.
Yeah.
He hears people on the background just like making fun of him.
Yeah.
And he doesn't care.
That's right.
And, he protected the reputation from Koga.
Oh, yes.
They decide to go on a date to the beach. And they have a great date.
They do.
Everything's amazing. And, they break up their fake relationship.
That's right. Yeah. And it's clean. She says, the reason I'll give for everybody else is that you still like Mai more than me. And I was like really sad about that.
Yeah.
And
it was on August 28th. I think it was August, right?
Yes.
27th.
I may have forgotten, but yeah, it's that. The next day arrives.
Let's start summer break.
And I knew that this. Yeah. So he's like, "Hooray, summer break!" And then, "Ohayo, Nichan." Asadeyo, yeah, asadeyo, Nichan. And it's like, hold on a minute, chottomatte.
Yeah,
and he's like, "Hey, it's
that summer break. It's a thing. It's like
sleep in, man.
But summer break is tomorrow." And he's like,
"Oh crap!" So the day repeats, but I freaking knew this day would repeat because she said good morning to him earlier in the episode. I knew it. Like, I just knew it. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I definitely called it. So yeah, the day repeats. And it's the same exact thing. He goes to school, he does the date. He confronts her. He tells her, hey, like, it was at school. He confronts her. He said, hey, did you do it again? Like, this is the second time for me. And she's like, no, this is my first time. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'll see you at the date.
Yeah, I can't like.
It's like, yeah. So he
goes to Rio.
He goes to Rio. He consults her. And she's like, they talk. They basically ultimately decide she's lying.
Yeah, because they're like, you know what? It's like the demon is the problem. The Laplace demon. Laplace demon accounts for a lot of probabilities, a lot of different scenarios. Yeah. And whichever scenario is most favorable is the one that the demon is going to pick.
Yeah.
Until then,
It's a simulation.
It is just huge simulations with a lot of different decision scenarios.
Yep.
And he was like, well, who's the demon now? He's like, well, if it's not you,
Yeah.
then you know who it is. So like, but she said that it wasn't her.
Yep.
Yeah, Rita was like, well, I think someone's lying.
We're flying. Yep.
And so
Oh boy, it's really sad.
same day repeat
Yep.
4 times.
That's right. 4 times. And I was actually surprised that he did that all those times. I for sure thought it would only go for 3 times. But
I mean, 4 times is still good. It's not like the melancholy of
oh yeah.
you know which one I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Probably a picture.
That's right.
Yeah, like 7 episodes or something, like 8. Oh
I
my,
think.
yeah, 8 episodes with the same. Like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Yeah. Well, thankfully it wasn't quite like Steins Gate with the repeating. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I played the visual novel, and one routes he was about to do 1 repeat for so yeah, this is 4 repeats. He basically he keeps pretty much everything the same except for
the last day.
the last one.
Yeah, the last day they go to a shrine, right?
They do instead of the beach.
Yeah, and in the shrine, there is like these tablets where you can have like some couple messages of like, oh, we're gonna be stay together forever or something like that.
Yeah.
And she's like, hey, you shouldn't lie. And it's like, should you be saying something like that to yourself?
Oh no! Like he's really firm, but he's nice about it. So yeah. He says, well, for one of us, it's not a lie, and it's a really nice conversation. I think this.
Yeah, he put it nicely. He was genuine.
Oh yes, yeah.
Was not a pig.
Yes, even though he is.
Even though he is.
Yes. I thought this was a very raw, very open conversation. At least when he was able to bring down her walls of lying and of her thinking that she can do it until either his feelings go towards her or until her feelings fade away. I'm still not quite sure. I think she wanted him to fall in love with her. That's what she wanted.
Yeah, she. Because I mean, as she said it, she was like, "Oh yeah, because he's like, you know what? The feelings don't change, and I like Mai."
Yeah,
and she was like, "No, you're wrong. Feelings to change
because mine has.
Because now I freaking love you, you piece."
Yeah, and yes. He was like touching.
I know so like, but I mean, I'm sorry. Like,
I still live my.
I guess what he was trying to say is like, you know what? You can change your feelings, but you cannot force someone else to change their feelings.
Yes,
that's what I was trying to say.
Yeah,
and you're like, okay, yeah, all right. It was good.
Yeah. And cried so much.
Yeah, like she was sobbing a lot, but the next day,
oh yes,
was June 27th.
Yep. Freaking. He wakes up and it's
I call that ashes, right?
Oh wait, what admissions?
Because you like with it lasted like 2 months. Like with Rio, it lasted also like 2 months. With all the other girls, it lasted a lot.
Okay,
and she was like, it lasted 2 months. And like, okay, you know what? Let's rewind.
Oh wait, are you just saying? Oh, that's terrible. Oh my gosh, like no time, and it's just from everybody else's perspective. Yes. Oh man, I liked her arc. It was really great. It was really, really just raw emotional for me, like raw emotions. It was so funny, their relationship, the jokes that they made, and oh man, he goes to school. He basically knows where she'll be, the stairwell confession, and this time, when he went through his day normally, he's gonna go out with Mai. So he sees Koga at the stairwell, and she rejects the guy. And the resolution for her is that she decided she would accept being ostracized, but that she would have a friend in Sakura.
And
Granted,
And also later on, she still had friends.
That's right. Yeah. Like, see, later on, she made other friends. I thought that was great. It's really good. I loved it. I definitely still think she is in love with Sakura.
I mean,
but
you
competed
against Mai.
Yeah.
I really like her arc.
I like her.
Start, it's Futaba.
Yeah.
Her problem, it's again something similar. She doesn't accept herself. She thinks that she wants to be more daring.
Yeah.
Just because she has a crush on Kunimi, but Kunimi has a girlfriend.
Yeah.
The girlfriend, I don't like the girlfriend.
Yeah.
Because the girlfriend, she's like, oh, you know what? Nobody wants to talk with the guy that was hospitalized because of a fight and the weird nerd from the science club.
Yeah, like don't talk to them. It's like, oh, come on.
I actually really like her arc, which it's kind of a genre that we covered to a big extent, but
we won't.
Yeah, I really like her arc because it was like again her trying to accept herself.
Yeah,
kind of like. If you want to change something in yourself, do something different, you just do it. It's like, don't wait for the right opportunity. The right opportunity is never going to come. If you want to do something different, just freaking do it. If you fail at it, I mean, just try again.
Sure, yeah. And in relationships for her, like, some relationships are already made, or people might already have girlfriends like Kurumi. But
this was during the summer break.
Yep.
And they went to the fireworks together. She ended up, confessing to the guy, and the guy was like, you're like, hey,
you'll be. Yeah, you don't have to say anything. I know the answer.
Just wanted to get it off my chest. And
I thought that was really nice. Like, for being able to do that, I thought it was really, really good.
Yeah, and how she also then, because she was like, you know what, I'm alone, no one understands me. And then Sakuta was like, I joke to you.
What am I? Yeah, I thought it was great.
Like, what about Kunumi? Like, that dude, like, would drop everything just to see that you're good?
That's right.
Because you're a friend.
Yeah, he's a stand-up guy. Seriously, like loners with Ikemen friends. That pair is just really strong. Yeah.
The next one, it's Mai's little sister.
Yes, Nodoka.
Yeah, Nodoka. This one I also liked it because it's
so long.
The little sister has an inferiority complex.
Yep.
She's like, oh, I wish I could have been like my sister.
Yep.
And then she became her sister.
Yeah, exactly. And this one was interesting because at the start, the hypothesis, as of course he consults Futaba, the hypothesis, I want to say that it was like body switching.
Yeah, I forgot how they call it. It was teleportation something.
Oh yeah, quantum teleportation.
Yeah.
And this yes, they did hypothesize that. The ultimate thing for that one was that they have different mothers, same father. And Nodoka was
a douche.
Oh yeah. Yes. Seriously. Nodoka, she is an idol. She's in the group who
Sweet to
are, yes, sweet to boot. They're a great group. They're new. They're just starting out and they don't really have a big following. But Nodoka is always being compared to Mai, and so that feeds into her feelings.
Yeah, which it's compared by her mother.
Yeah,
Like she compares her daughter to her half sister.
Yeah,
and that was not the case with Mai. I mean, Mai was resentful towards her.
Yes, that was her thing.
But Nodoka was this inferiority complex because my sister, she's perfect, she can do anything and everything because wow, like she's out of this world.
Mm-hmm.
And then when she was her sister and she was going to all these gigs, she was like, oh crap, like everyone is expecting
everybody's looking at
too much from her, even that from me on my stuff, and she sees that Mai is killing it on her body with stuff that she's supposed to do, and she's like, that's why I hate you, because you were too good. It's like, that's not a good argument.
Because so they live basically each other's lives when they're switched. And Mai, in Nodoka's, body, as per the hypothesis, before we explain it, she practices for a month because that's when the next live is. And when they talk with each other and Nodoka basically slams her with this, how I hate you for being so perfect. Maya, it's like, what? Maya's like, no, I put in a lot of effort to do this. I was acknowledged as you because of effort and actually did a lot of work. And I don't think she was doing it in a way to kind of disparage or put down Nodoka, but just to say that there's a reason that there's a reason that
you're your own person. You work for whatever you want.
Yes.
Whatever you want to achieve is you'll get it is if you work for it. It's not gonna come to you.
Yeah. And the things that we don't see is where the change and the perfection that people get, people accomplishing things. It's the work that we don't see that helped them achieve that. Yeah. So it was great. I loved the reconciliation. Sakura, he basically is hinted from Mai about how to do this.
Because of some
letters. The
letter that my whole theory to her that were from her, I know my sister's great. My sister can do anything. And she was like, I didn't care about the other fans because I don't know them. But Kim, you.
I thought it was great.
And I didn't know about that concept of you being my half sister until way later.
Oh yeah.
She was like, oh, she's my sister. She I'm her role model. Which that one hit kind of close because I'm the youngest. So that felt kind of good. They would the older brother paves sometimes a lot of the way.
That's right.
For both good and bad things.
Oh yeah.
For the young. Just so that the younger avoids those bad things.
Well, hopefully.
Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's awesome. This was great.
But that one hit close to home.
Yeah, when they hug. Was interesting. They kind of melt into the other person. which I thought was interesting because then Futaba explained it that it wasn't necessarily body switching or even quantum teleportation, but it was the sense that the quantum information of the person was like observed by the other person and
replicated.
Replicated. That's a good way to say it.
Kind of like Mai was still Mai, but she was externally seen as Nodoka.
Yes, observed as the.
It's also a little part of her also was envious of her sisters, of each other.
I thought that was so cool when Futaba was like explaining it, and she mentioned that, and it was like, oh no way, oh that's cool. Let's see here, Kaede,
the last one, man.
We do see a little bit of the mystery girl, but that's the movie.
Shoko,
so,
we do get introduced a little about Shoko.
Yeah,
something that we didn't mention is like Rascal or Sakuta. He's still suffering from his adolescent syndrome, which I think that's the funny thing of why he's still involved in all of these syndromes. Because he's suffering from it.
That's right. His adolescent syndrome is that, since I haven't seen the movie, I'm not exactly sure. I'm guessing it is.
It's like a claw.
Oh, he has three claw marks.
And it started because of her sister when she got
his sister's
syndrome.
Yeah.
And man,
Kaide's arc is so sad.
This one broke me, because I was like, Kaede, written in hiragana, it's like she was so cute.
Yeah. Oh yes. And one that kept the title.
Yeah, Kaede-chan.
Oh,
and then was come out Kaede. So written with kanji.
Yeah,
and
the original.
Yeah, the original.
Yeah,
and so this.
Yeah,
just you're like,
oh man,
Sakuta starts telling Mai and Nodoka about his sister. He's like, she doesn't have a memory. She's like this because of adolescent syndrome.
Yeah,
she was in middle school, her first year or so, right? Yeah, her first year. She started getting bullied.
I guess,
through social media.
Yeah,
and then like one day, she got home. She was beaten up.
Yeah, she had cuts. And the cuts appeared. Right?
Oh yeah, that was the best scary. It's like she was just there, and they're like just like bruises, hot. He was like, "What the heck is happening here?" Like, and he goes to their parents. Her mom goes also.
She goes whack.
Yeah, she goes wacky again, or not again. Like she also goes wacky, and so Saki does that. Decides to start taking care of his wife, which did.
Yeah,
I guess
it's good. Yeah. The whole right.
And take care of Kaede, because this new Kaede, after all the bruises, she develops a new personality.
My bad.
And it's Kaede-chan, which is a girl that doesn't remember anything.
That's right.
Like it's a new person. She talks differently from like the original one.
Yeah, she acts different.
And she's like, "Oh, are you my brother? Oh, okay, sure, let's go with that."
Right? Yeah, she literally has to take whatever they say as truth, because for her, she's not Kaede-san from before, and it was really heart-wrenching, because she would say that when she saw people and when she saw her own room, she didn't know like who they were or what it was, or she had no attachment to that. She literally had no memory of any of that. Sakura, he basically becomes her caretaker and just like lives with her, because as we mentioned, the dad leaves them with the mother, and poor Kaede, she has a lot of fears, like answering the telephone,
going out.
Yep, like anything. So she's basically
Talking with people other than her channel.
other than Onita. Yep. But she, in these last few episodes, in her arc, she comes up with goals for the year, which I thought was pretty funny because it's already near the end of the year.
Yeah, it was
But it's really cute. Yeah, it's really cute.
Yeah, and she had a bunch of goals that it was like, let's go to school. And then Sakura is like, hey, great, let's start with something smaller.
Yep.
You're like, okay, let's go to the entrance and then extend a little farther. Answer the phone on my own. Other calls other than on each chance. And she starts slowly doing that, and it comes to the point where she wants to go to school. She gets on her uniform.
Yeah.
They even talk with some counselor. But the counselor tells her like, "Hey, if you just want to go to the infirmary, like, yeah, that's a good start. You can go." And she's like, "Oh, really?"
Yeah.
And when they were going, so like she hears a couple of girls laughing, and she just like freezes. Then Sakura is like, hey, like they're not laughing at you, they're just laughing. Let's go, you can do this. Like, no. But oh boy, they decide to go to the zoo because Sakura is like, hey, I'm gonna take you to school. I just know somewhere else. Let's go there.
Yeah.
They go there. They have the time of their life. Yeah. He buys a seasonal pass.
Yeah.
And she sees the giant panda that she loves. He's like, yeah, that's probably the lesser than and like the backstory of Kaede also, it was also a little messed up. Because you remember that when Sakura had a talk with Kaede's childhood friend.
Oh, yeah.
She was like, well, yeah, after Kaede stopped coming to school, then the rest of the people started bullying the bullies.
Yeah.
Even the bullies stopped coming to school. I was like, what?
Yeah, that is messed up. I want to see the movie Sister Venturing Forth. I'm guessing it'll be more of that whole thing. But dang, yeah.
I mean, this year, though. Probably next year for us.
Oh, yes, yeah. It's really dark.
Yeah,
first idea.
I was like,
it was middle school. Freaking middle school. Yeah, bullies got bullied out of Adam's middle school. It's crazy.
I think middle school is even worse than high school.
Yes.
I remember that because
agree.
When I remember vividly.
Oh yeah,
I was in middle school.
Yeah,
there was a bully that got bullied to the point that he just decided to stop going to school.
No way. Yes. Whoa. Oh
yeah, I don't remember.
So it happened in your...
Yeah, I don't remember exactly how it happened. I just remember that there was this guy that he was a bully. He was a bit of a jerk. But then one day when we got to the classroom, there was like a pamphlet with a picture of his face and a bunch of reasons that would say like why this guy is such a beep.
Oh,
and it was like a page.
No, that's all the time. Oh,
and it was in every classroom. It was like this guy from this class that lives here. And yeah, it wasn't like every classroom, like in all the school boards on the restroom food.
Oh,
he's like,
gosh, everywhere.
Yeah, oh my god.
Okay, yeah, that's
like terrible. Everyone took them out. We're like, he was crazy. Like, yeah, like we never knew what was of these guys. He was from my group. And yeah, we never knew what happened to him after he stopped going to school. I was like,
wow.
Yeah, now that I think about it, it's like, man, middle school kids are savages.
Dude, that's scary.
Like high school kids, it seems that they have principles.
Right. There are certain ways of doing.
Yeah, they're like, there's a threshold that
Yeah.
we don't go past.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, it's like, man, middle
Oh,
school
yeah.
are savages.
Wow.
But so yeah, this happened with
Oh, yes.
they end up going to school at night.
Oh, yes.
And yeah, she's like, hey, you know what? You made it.
This counts. Yeah.
Oh, it counts.
And she says, okay, I'm going to do like a triangle around it. Not quite a circle, but yeah, she's like, okay, this kind of gets me closer. And it was so nice of him to, go through all of this to help her with what she could do. Again, it takes quite some time for her to reach this point.
The next day,
Yeah.
man, that bro, I can't this. Because he's like, hey, Kaede, like, wake up, it's morning.
And this is different
Her
because
voice sounded even different. She like, Onicha, like, what's this? Like,
deep.
wait, has my room always been like this? And they're like,
Oh my gosh.
oh crap.
Yeah.
He's like, are you Kaede? Of course I'm Kaede. Like, what do you think?
What do you think?
Oh no. He's like,
Yeah, he runs to the phone.
I think she recovered her memories. And they go to the hospital, they do an analysis, and they're like, yeah, you know what? Her memories are back, but all the memories from the last 2 years,
Yeah.
now they're gone.
Yes. Yep. Devastating.
Yeah.
So sad.
He loses.
For him. Yeah, he utterly loses it. So from the hospital room, he gets up and basically runs out, and he keeps running, and yeah, he just freaks out. He does eventually get to his home.
No, he gets to a match, and in the beach he starts screaming pain.
Yes, because the splashes,
like bleeding again. Shoko adult.
Yeah, and that's what I think is part of his adolescent syndrome. Those claws and Shoko arriving like at that time when he's at this huge crisis. It's something to do with this, I think. But yeah, the adult Shoko, she brings him back to his place, and then he can't do anything. She like helps him with everything, and he's in the tub, and he's like sitting there, just like lifelessly. And they have a deep discussion, and Shoko basically reads Kaede's diary to him, Kaede-chan's diary, and it's describing like all the things that she did with Sakuta, with her Oni-chan, and like how great it was. But he still is like really focused on, she can't go to school. Like, I helped her for 2 years, and like what was the point? Yeah, he's devastated.
Which, at this time, like, two personalities. Mm-hmm. At the beginning, she was like, oh, you know what? Like, my sister is gone. Now it's this girl. Mm-hmm. And then he got attached to these new personalities. And now it was like, oh, my little sister is gone now. And the original came back.
Yeah, which is really conflicting. It's like,
yeah, right?
Like, your sister remembers well, except for the 2-year gap. That is like, what's really conflicting? Oh man,
So, and yeah, he had this conversation with Shoko. After this conversation, to make him feel better, he has a discussion now with Mai, because Mai was trying to, be there, for him, and he's like, yeah, sure, I'm good, I'm great now. And Mai like, okay, like, I thought you were gonna be, more devastated. She spots a note that was written by Shoko, and I mean, naturally, she becomes really pissed.
Yes.
Because she's like, you know what? You didn't tell me about this. It's not that I'm jealous. I'm busy and all, but I'm trying to be here because I thought it was hard for you, and you didn't think about mentioning her. So screw you.
Yeah.
I'm leaving.
Like that. Yeah.
And he's like, it's not my fault. Like, no, it was your fault. Be like,
Oh,
you were a pig. It's done.
oh yeah. Yep.
Yeah, it took Nodoka to go to Sakata and until like it's her birthday.
Yeah.
You pig.
Yeah. Like, quit wallowing in your self-pity and go to her. That's right.
Yeah, and
God dang.
he decides to go to the place where she was working. They had a nice moment.
Yeah.
But he's still not cured. That's the thing. He's still not cured from his adolescent syndrome. And kind of like, roll credits, kind of like happy ending, because there was almost a kiss, but there wasn't.
Yeah. That's right.
And, roll credits. Kaede-san is reading the diary.
Yeah.
From Kaede-chan, and she's all embarrassed because she's like, I can't believe all the stuff she did.
Oh yeah.
Like Sakuta introduces Mai to Kaede to his dad, and cute open ending.
Yeah.
But if you pay close attention, he's still with he still has the class.
That's right.
And Shoko is an adult, which
in quite
he's supposed to be a middle schooler,
right?
So it's like, there's also a movie we're not gonna cover.
Yep.
Not this time, at least.
Oh yeah.
And there's a new movie that is coming out this year. So man, I'm just.
Great things.
It was a good drama. I thought that it was an excellent drama. So it's not exactly a harem, but it's a good story. I really liked it.
Yeah.
It created this new concept of from like real scientific stuff.
Oh yeah.
Like complicated stuff to understand, and like let's make a romantic drama out of this scientific stuff.
Oh yes. And it works. That's pretty cool. Yeah. It's pretty incredible. Oh man.
But if you haven't watched it, go watch it. It's 13 episodes. So,
yep.
Man,
really great.
But this was this episode. I hope you liked it. Keep watching anime. And we'll see you next week.
Bye.